Hello, I'm Phil Ernest, and this is San Bernardino Peak. After coming in through some winding dirt roads, it's kind of remote area here, but if you follow your GPS, you'll be right on it. So just follow your GPS, take this turn, that turn, and then you'll come upon this little parking lot here. It's not a whole lot of spaces here, but this is what it looks like. And just park your car there. And the trailhead is just right beyond that point right there. Also, this place may require, I think it does, a adventure pass. If you have one, display it there on your car windshield and you're good to go. Here's a little better look at what the trailhead looks like right here, San Bernardino Peak. And there's the trail. Just start hiking right up that way. Okay, so I'm 10 minutes into this hike, and this is what the trail looks like. A little panoramic view around at the surrounding mountains. Trail gives pretty good incline. In the first 10 minutes, you're going to feel it. So this was all burnt out. In fact, this trail was closed. It's just recently opened due to the fires that were here. So check this out. All the burned trees. Here's some more of the burned out terrain as continue on this trail. Been on this trail now exactly 30 minutes. So this is what you'll expect to see. It levels off a little bit at this point compared to the start. Had a pretty strong incline at the start of the hike. So about 40 minutes into the hike, you'll see this sign, San Bernardino Wilderness. So this is the San Bernardino Wilderness. Take a look at that. Sun has just come up about maybe an hour ago. So continuing on with the hike. So this is a pretty cool view right here. 50 minutes into the hike, you can see the big valley down below, the mountains as the sun's coming up. Check this out. Really pretty, this angle right here. Okay, so this is what it looks like 1 hour into the hike. Still very good, well-defined trail. You have no problem following this trail at all. So about 1 hour and 15 minutes into this hike, you'll see some nice rocks up here to take a break at. So it's a good time to stop, get a little something to eat if you need it, and get some electrolytes in your system. So this is the view from 1 hour and 15 minutes into this hike. You still see quite a few burned out trees. While I take a break here, two important points worth mentioning. One, there will be in the description below the GPS coordinates to how to find where this hiking trail's at. I know it can be a little tricky following the directions, but the GPS coordinates are right on. Secondly, if you're finding this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to receive more of this informative content, please subscribe to the channel. Check out all these little white flowers here. Kind of neat. This is kind of neat how these flowers seem to pop right in the sunlight going through them. So it tends to level off after about an hour and 15-20 minutes onto this trail. It'll really level off and you're going through these really pretty flower section of the trail. Look at this cool looking tree. Sad that it had to be burned like this, but it does look pretty cool hitting the light, the sunlight with just pitch black. But this was one of the casualties of the fire that they had here. Okay, so at about an hour and 45 minutes into this hike, this is pretty neat. It levels off a bit, the trail, and then you can see it going off in a slant like that, off in a distance. So, like I said, the first hour and 40, you're going pretty steady, pretty straight up, but now it starts to be a little forgiving, and check out the view from this distance. This hike today is over 10,000 feet, and it's what I consider to be a big boy hike, and that's anything over 10,000 feet. Whenever you're hiking in conditions like that, make sure you're well protected with a hat, sunscreen, sunglasses, and plenty of water, because you're going to need it when doing altitude hikes. And don't go too fast also, that's another tip, because that's when altitude sickness tends to come about, by trying to go too fast on doing mountain hikes like these. So roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes into this hike at this point. So this is what the trail looks like. As you see, actually these trees looked intact. They're not burned like they were on the lower part of this hike. Check this out here, about 2 hours and a half into the hike. You see this, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. Here's the trail. Gets a little steeper going up this way now at this point. So this is like 2 hours and 45 minutes into the hike, and here's another little cool rest zone right here. And you can see the summit from up there, right up there I'm pointing. That's the summit. So
there is reception, right?
See how long it'll take us to get there. That's the summit, and this is a cool little rest stop right here. So this is about 3 hours into this hike and getting closer. Check out the view from up here. Pretty nice trail. So I've been on this hike now for close to 4 hours. You're seeing some rocks up here. Getting very close to the top. Going at a nice, easy pace. This is cool. Check this view out right here. Almost at the peak, and you got a nice, beautiful view of the valley below on this trail. An important point worth mentioning, because you're seeing all these trees that are burnt out here, that means you're not going to have a lot of shade on this trail. So please keep that in mind if you plan on doing this hike. Okay, so after 4 hours and about 10 minutes, you'll come to this little Washington's Monument. There's a little sign here. The reason this is important is because you know you're getting very, very close to the peak. So I made it here in 4 hours and 10 minutes. Let's see how much longer it takes to get to the peak from this point. This is a look around right here. Okay, so it took me 20 minutes to get to this fork in the road right here. You want to make sure you turn right there and go right on up to the peak. It's only about a 5-minute walk. There's where the Washington Monument sign was at. About a 5-minute walk up this trail and you're at the peak. So that's why I point out how important that Washington Monument sign was, so you will know how close you are to that stick right there. And because you don't want to miss that if you want to get to the peak. So this is the summit, San Bernardino Peak, and made it. Wow. So this is it. This is San Bernardino Peak. Took me 4 hours and 40 minutes to reach the summit, and it's 8.3 miles to the top. So to go back down, of course, that'll be another 8.3, total of 16.6 miles round trip on this hike. And there it is. This is the view. So really not a whole lot you can see because of the trees. It's not like San Gorgonio or San Jacinto, kind of boxed in with all the trees around here, but this is the peak that everyone comes out to see. There's a little sign-in booklet, if you like, and the famous sign that people carry to hold up to show they made it to the peak. And when you get to the top of the mountain, what better to do than rest and relax before you head on back down the mountain. And don't forget to take full advantage of those signs by taking a picture of the signs with yourself or with the group that you're in. If you would like to see my other videos on hiking, please click on the link now. Thank you so much for watching.